GB News is Paul Marshall's creation. Marshall of Marshall Wace Hedge Fund. Marshall Wace got $25 million in seed money from George Soros. Paul Marshall is also the director of Alliance for Responsible Citizenship, the so-called alternative to the WEF. Eagle-eyed regular readers may recognise the name Alliance for Responsible Citizenship, otherwise known as Jordan Peterson's Arc for Billionaires, that I explored in the article What the Devil is the Deal with Democracy 3.0? Democracy 3.0 being the bizarrely inept and inexperienced fundraising platform that has never met a single
I wanted to jam them all on one page. Now, there are a lot of questionable characters on here. They're not so much questionable characters. They're just people who I think prove the point that this is meet the new boss, same as the old boss. There's Bjorn Lomborg, as I predicted, and he still believes in man-made climate change and thinks we need to do something about it. It's just slightly different from the way it's being sold to us now. Here's a guy from Net Zero Australia. Net Zero is the whole climate change sustainable development agenda. And this was my argument in my first video, that it's all going to be the same stuff. Great Reset, Fourth Industrial Revolution, just with a different story. If you recall, that was Peterson's whole thing. We need a different story, a great narrative to pull this thing together. All right, and there's someone here building a digital city with crypto, but it's a real city, so doesn't that...
Old boss. Scrolling through ARC's advisory board, we see some very interesting names indeed. There's Danny Kruger, who, what a coincidence, has used the Democracy 3.0 platform to fundraise for the assisted dying campaign mentioned earlier, which did not meet its target but did raise over £16,000. There's Louise Perry, alleged grassroots feminist campaigner who I've been calling out for months as a prominent controlled opposition change agent. And of course, there's Jordan Peterson. We've all heard it and said it a million times, but it deserves one big resonant repeat. It's a big club and we're not in it. Anti-establishment heroes like Lawrence Fox, Andrew Bridgen and Jordan Peterson are in exactly the same club as Matt Hancock, Boris Johnson, Justin Trudeau, et al. The only difference is they're scripted in order to appeal to a different demographic, the dissidents, us, but ultimately are funneling us all in exactly the same direction as Hancock and co are the normies. That's why all these supposedly independent anti-establishment figures and platforms interlink, and why, ultimately, they all coalesce with the same establishment agenda and its money, as is irrevocably clear by the names listed on ARC's advisory board. You've got anti-establishment rebels like Peterson and Perry, right there with, as establishment as it gets, Tony Abbott, former PM of Australia, various members of the House of Lords, and assorted other billionaires and big cheeses. So, to be clear, all these supposedly independent, unconnected initiatives, including GB News, the Reclaim Party, the Bad Law Project, and Democracy 3.0, and all names prominently associated with these projects, including Lawrence Fox, Andrew Bridgen, and Dan Wootton, are nothing but funnels